Captain's log, star date 1126201922.4. Starship Excelsior's log, NCC 77246. So as you can see, I did a first topic tonight is transgendered issues. Why a genetic man doesn't want a transgendered female for several reasons. One is they don't want to be stood up by their buddies and called a gay man. That's right, or homosexual. So basically, they don't want to be classified as a homosexual or gay man. And two is they like natural vaginas. So, I think when I do video 2, why gay men don't want a trans woman, that I will do it without a bra and just wear the top. So basically, a woman, a trans woman thinks that they are truly more female than a genetic woman. And so they think a trans woman thinks that they're entitled to all the equality as a genetic female. Yet a genetic female doesn't think so because they can't bleed and have a baby, that they're not classified as a female. And so, and these women, they expect men to take care of them and get married to them and treat them like a genetic female. There's a lot of men out there that find out that the girl that they're interested in, some of them men on hormones from 4 years old, get their cherry popped. And they're thinking, something's not right. And eventually they find out they've been fucking a former dude who's been raised as a female. And they say, I've been raised as a female all my life. I have to be accepted as a female. Then you get the ones that do it, after 18, and again, they try to pass well and they think they're female and they think they're entitled, and they're not. Look at it this way. When you look at someone like Chloe's mom's a genetic female. She's entitled to be taken care of by a nice guy, but she has to work for it. A trans woman thinks that they should be handed it on a silver platter, be treated like a genetic female, and they're not. I mean, literally, they aren't entitled. They go through the sex change, and over the years, a lot of them say, I thought I was gay, but I was really a woman in a man's body. Or they have to lie and they take a needle and they draw blood once a month, and they said, and they throw Tampax in the garbage can, and they say, I had my period. But there's certain things that will make you wonder. One is trans woman can't bleed. A hermaphrodite can to a point, but most likely can't because their plumbing doesn't work. So basically, a trans woman wants to be treated so much as a female that they get mad when they look male and they look like, let's just say, a person who, I'm not going to give names to, I'm not degrading them, belittling them, or nothing. I'm being neutral here. Goes in and kicks stuff in a GameStop and says, it's ma'am, super ma'am, and problem is that it is no counts. Are you female? You want to be accepted as female? Then, like my mama would say, you take the brunt of the abuse, the discrimination. You don't just sit there and say, "Oh, I've had a sex change. I'm a woman. Look my snatchy." You're not. You are a a uh, you know a female. A female doesn't go and beat the shit out of something at a GameStop to make a point that they're female. I've had women in the bathroom look at me like this through the little crack, going, "Do they have a taco or do they have a peenie?" They see I have a vagina, they go, "Oh," and they leave me alone. There's a few old people that are like, "So you're one of them," like the old hillbilly grandma, with their little glass, and they're like, "Ow, you're one of them." But honestly, the real reason that a man does not want another man who became a woman is because their buddies are not going to let them live it down. It'd be like my cousin going out, okay? He's married, but let's just say he's single. And he finds and falls in love with a girl, and the girl doesn't tell him the truth. "Oh, yeah, I was a former dude, or I was born male." He finds out. His buddies aren't going to let him live it down. They're going to be thinking, "Well, if you didn't know you were dating a woman, then you must be a closeted homo."
Dating a former dude.
Well, yeah, because the woman deceived them. Two is,
even sickening. My dad wants to do that. He wants to get his surgery, get fucked by men and not tell them who he is, what he was born as.
well, then there's the trannies that believe that if you are a trans woman, you're entitled to only be with a man because you're supposed to live as society says that you're a female, so you have to be with female because it's a vital thing. It isn't. You could be a lesbian trans woman and like women. Again, this one is about why men don't date trans women. The women don't date another woman because uh, a woman doesn't want to accept a man-made vagina. It's like a trans woman tries to get a guy who doesn't want to accept a man-made vagina. So if you see some gorgeous hot tranny that's got YouTube and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got a guy and everything," maybe the guy knows. Maybe he's one of these rejected guys that couldn't get a genetic woman because the genetic woman's like, "Oh, you don't have money or a car," so he goes and finds the nearest woman that looks like a woman, acts like a woman, who may be pre-operative or post-operative, and he shacks up with them because to them, well, this is as close as a woman they're going to get. So the rejects. But most trans women want a straight guy, and a straight guy doesn't want a trans woman, even though she considers herself hetero, because she's not a true female. To them, they're artificial women. And so the artificial woman can't have babies, can't have a kid. Maybe a guy wants that so he can have a wife who's not going to, um, you know, you know, um, artificial woman. So I'm not trying to belittle any trans people here. I've seen 20 years plus transitioning, and I can clearly tell you why they don't want a heterosexual trans woman who claim that they're that, because they think a heterosexual trans woman's really homosexual, closeted under the 7 to 12 types of trans people who are the closeted gay who have a sex change, wants to be with men, and a man won't do it. And the reason why most transgendered women are single the rest of their life is because A, they can't really get a good orgasm, and B, the guys can tell. And nowadays, more and more guys are looking for features of trans women to know if they have an Adam's apple or facial femme or, whatever, breast implants, etc., their voice, to turn around and, it's just a big compilation and a problem. Now, my cousin-in-law, one of the people that always posts Facebook memes, basically brought up the fact, and I'm sorry if my computer's messenger is going crazy, but I got a lot of people messaging me left and right, and I'm trying to get this video done so I can get to the second topic, which is very important too, because my family keeps posting stuff on Facebook over it that I am trying to dress for them. Now, me, I could give two shits about the trans community or getting involved because I frankly am tired of getting involved and putting my 2 cents in and then hearing people say, like, we have to agree to disagree. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to agree with someone who acts like Mrs. McSweeney from Girls Interrupted saying, you'll have to take meds to agree to disagree, dear, because it is basically, in my opinion, bullshit, okay? My opinion is I don't care. I'm just addressing this from a point of view that people are posting a lot of shithole memes giving the trans community a bad name, okay? That's all it is. I'm not trying to sit there and belittle trans people and say, oh, well, they're assholes because, one trans woman's heterosexual and, she claims she's heterosexual. She's always been heterosexual. But to the male point of view, and I'm talking about it from my own perspective, my own opinion, and what I've seen through my own eyes, that doesn't mean I'm right and that doesn't mean I'm wrong. It just means I have my own damn fucking opinion. Cold? Yes. Heard a voice. Oh, Jess, you're talking about Chloe. Chloe's in the background talking about her dad who had a sex change and wants to have sex and sex and sex. But for what I understand from all points that dad wanted to sex change, avoid child support. So again, this is just what I've heard. So technically, from my own point of view, just the thing is the trans community again is looking bad because frankly, as you know, the trans community is looking bad when dads want to have sex change to be taken care of because they don't want to basically pay their fucking child support. If you have a damn dick, you get a girl pregnant and then you have a sex change and then you don't want to pay child support because you think a woman doesn't need to pay child support, then you're fucking wrong. There's women out there that pay men child support because the woman had their kids taken away. Again, it's a two-way fucking street. My way is my way. My thoughts are my thoughts. Me telling it like it is, I'm just telling it like it is. And if anyone wants to say I'm bullshitting, tell me. I'm just telling you from my own experience for 20 years while I've talked about to trans women and said, hey, you could date another trans woman and you could be happy with another trans woman. And they said, no, I need a man. But then they end up single for 20 or 30 years. My adopted mother is almost 60 years old. She's trans. She's post-operative or pre-operative. She's afraid to get the surgery, but dear old mom says, as long as you treat your man right, they'll take care of her. She's been in it for so long. And we all joke about, mom and her old mother whore thigh highs. Oh, maybe you need a nice thigh high pair of stockings to impress a man. Now, honestly, there's a few guys out there that overlook a trans woman as being a genetic woman just in the wrong body. And those people are the ones that are the nicest people in the world. Maybe they got screwed over in their marriage and accused of being hurt or abusive or whatever, and it's not true. And so they don't want to go through that again. Maybe they find a trans woman who's cute and hot and attractive to a genetic woman. But some of these cute, attractive ones, they have their own opinions. Their opinions don't coincide with mine. That's why I'm the black sheep of the transgender community.
All those ones at least are up, as long as they're up forth of that they're trans, the guy.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like I said about the Bible and like the community, for example. The community, there's many different types of trans people. There's the true trans. There's the trans that have been abused, that changed sex. There's so many. I can't just name them all off. But I will tell you this, that my opinion is, and it's just my opinion, and I'm only sharing my opinion. It's like sharing my opinion about COPA, for example. I don't give two shits if my channel gets deleted. I don't give two shits if they delete me because I don't bring in any revenue for YouTube. Who cares? They delete it? Oh well. The only reason why I'm doing these videos is not to, like I said to my cousin Dinky, if I want to stir the shitstorm, I will. But the true reason is I want to make my point made across. Being a woman, I consider a lot of trans people women. Some I don't. Like the ones that truly try to pass so well that they have to get bigger tits sizes than they need for their body. But that's a different story. I've always talked about getting bigger tits myself again. But honestly, my opinion, is why is it? Maybe Aaron was right. Maybe it's the guys that can't get a true woman goes with a trans woman because of rejection. He had his own thoughts and opinion on his own channel one time of trans dating, trans dating heterosexuals, etc. I've only followed through with the stuff I've seen and heard from other people. I've talked to trans people and I said, why don't you date another trans person? Oh, well, I'm heterosexual. Well, so be it. I don't ram down my own sexual preferences. On my own channel, from time to time, I will say, yes, I like a good snatch and I like a good fucking big pair of tits. If you're a trans woman and you got big pair of tits and it turns me on, oh yeah, I'm in heaven. Okay, I'm a tits girl myself. Some people are ass people. Again, if you're under 13 years of old or under 18, get the fuck off my channel.
With me, I like legs.
Of course you do. However, I think Heather was right tonight. Well, you were basically running in because you're cold. As she said, put on some fucking pants and quit bitching about being cold. I mean, the wind chill factor brought it down to like 20. We live on an island, so. But, Jess is right. Tell him like it is. Well, Jess is a great person. He's a great storyteller when it comes to his videos and his books. And I like Jess's content. I mean, I really think Jess is a artist at what Jess does. And so when I talk about it, I'm talking from my own experiences. I'm not saying listen to this person or listen to that person. Hell, I had a Hispanic trans woman thinking that they were more female than me, and yet they kept calling me bro or bruh. It's like, what the fuck is bruh? Is bruh a fucking, is that an African American term?
Bruh.
Or is that a fucking, or is that a fucking term for a goat? Not really.
You need to give up transition, brah, because have some
the buddy isn't going to let them have a break. Same as men don't want a woman who can't reproduce or hermaphrodite. True. Only trans that can find love is the one that goes to. Well, you are a whore. Hello, bro. Hey, it's Sister Jenna. She's finally surfaced, Chloe. I didn't even notice. I've been shooting the shit about fucking my messenger, Jenna, with Jenna from Harborview.
Yeah.
She's on.
Nice.
That's some ghetto Igor slang. Well, I'm glad you're doing all right, Jenna. I didn't even notice you. I've been talking to Jess, who wants me to wear these tops, and I have some other clothes that I need to post on Instagram and some other place, but I've been so busy with everything else.
That's still safe.
But Jen, let's just go through the comments for Jen. Jenna, I do want to let you know, Jenna, it's good to know that you're doing all right. That Chloe's mom, we think it's her mom, posted that I need to let Chloe go home. Well, I've offered Chloe many times to go home, but that's beside the point, Missed you, baby. I missed you too. I've been wondering what the fuck happened to you. I mean, I've been doing videos off and on. I got a computer in for repairs. I've done a few bullshit videos on COPA. Now that I got to comply with my videos being adult, let's hope the fucking YouTube robot doesn't think this is for kids. I do not want my videos made for kids. I can't put Moppy in the video. I can't have the bunny. Oh, did I tell you I have a bunny, baby? If you don't know, I got a Boon Boon now. Little bunny. Come here, Bun Bun. Come here, Boon Boon. Let me show you my bunny. I don't care. This is not for children. Anyway, look at it. Here. Look at the bunny. Look at the bunny. Look at the bunny. Look at the bunny. Isn't he cute? His name's Ebony. He's a little black otter Dutch. This is how big he's going to get. See? Hey, it's okay, boo-boo. Yeah, I knew about the little rabbit. Chloe hasn't had surgery. That's the problem. And I'll give you a reason why. And, one of the things I wanted to share in my video, I guess I can change the title and make this for the other two trans topics too, since you're here. The other topics was, again, brought up by family. But like you said, let's just go over Jenna's comments. Jenna said, the buddy's not going to let them have a break. Exactly. I mean, literally. I mean, if you know my cousin who comes on from time to time, Dinky Tara, if her man wasn't married and was dating a trans person and didn't know, his buddies, I met a lot of his buddies in Oregon, they would not let him live it down. Same as man don't want a woman who can't reproduce or hermaphroditism. Well, I just saw something interesting, Jenna, and let's talk about hermaphroditism for a second. I listened to a genetic woman the other day, Poppy, my father-in-law, gave me a podcast of a woman who was talking about intersex people. I'm intersex, as you know. And I knew a bit about intersex, but I didn't know all about intersex. But basically, true hermaphroditism is where both parts don't work. So even if they, a true hermaphrodite cannot apparently reproduce or have children. That's what this lady said on her religious topic doing an interview. And she says hermaphroditism is just a legendary it's like a legendary animal, like in Quincy, where I used to live, as you know, or Moses Lake. They have the legendary chupacabra, which is supposedly a legendary bat vampire thingy and scares people, Mexican thing. It's like the legendary recluse jackalope that doesn't even
exists.
Well, yeah, just like the jackalope.
Just like in this shows, like I can report all place.
Well,
chupacabra exists. I didn't know chupacabra existed.
It's like Bigfoot. No one's seen it, but they say Bigfoot exists, or Bigfoot is like an ape, which is like the missing link. So, true. Only trans that can find love is the one that goes stealth. Well, yeah, even if they do, but again, the true trans, as you know, that can go stealth, the younger ones that transition at early age, they're the ones that get murdered, as you know, Jenna, because the guy doesn't realize, even though they act female and everything, maybe they went through high school as a female, that they literally get killed because they can't have children. Maybe the guy wants kids, or whatever. His buddies all found out that they were formerly a dude, or dear old mom and dad show the old yearbook where let's just say I don't know your male name. I'm not going to choose your male name, but let's just say your name was Jake, for example. J for Jake, J for Jenna, for joking shits and giggles, and your parents showed the book of Jake, and the guy didn't realize it, and then he ended up dead. You see, again, it's a complicated issue. You went stealth, but were you being honest? Of course, you were married to a military man, from what I remember, sweetheart, so you were honest with him. So technically, it's a different ball game. But for true love, to make true love truly work, you should know better as well as I do, transitioning so long, that honestly, honesty is the best fucking policy. If you just come out and say, yes, I was a former dude, or whatever. I mean, hell, I seen a movie once where a guy's like, you used to be a dude? Fuck yeah. So how much did you fucking bench press? Aaron and I watched a movie like that. And it was just, Misty, baby. How Chloe has not been able to get surgery because, as you know, Grant Integrated Services said, what's surgery going to do for you? No letters. Catholic Charity says, well, we're a Catholic organization. We can't give letters. We'll just give you meds. Other places, the same thing. Everywhere she goes, of these big places, Catholic Charities.
And not to forget, I have a parent who apparently kept, in those places.
So, for example, you got Catholic Charities, Confluence Health, Confluence Behavior Health, Columbia Valley Community Health, and Wenatchee, Catholic Charities, Grant Integrated Services. Now up here, Compass Health. You probably heard of Compass because you're close to Seattle. Sound Behavioral Health, the mental hospital that Chloe's been to. They all say, we can't write letters. You're going to have to find a doctor that will. And by the way, the doctors that you want for your cover letters, they don't take Medicaid. So you're fucking screwed. So she's been trying to get surgery for breast surgery, face surgery, and gender surgery, and can't because no one will write her letters. They say, hey, you're too mentally ill with borderline, or borderline schizophrenic, or you're bipolar. And again, they just don't want to do it. So it's a form of legal discrimination under the Trump administration. And a true hermaphrodite can reproduce, but it's beyond rare. Right. How about Seattle Counseling Service? Seattle Counseling Services put me in their newspaper a long time ago when I was raped in school. And they did really good free services at the time when I was under 18. But the therapist I had, talking about Seattle Counseling, I went to Bellevue, told me in 1990, let's see, 93 to 97, told me that I would never, being disabled, have a sex change, and it's out of my grasp. When I started transitioning, I kept living on faith that one day I would be post-operative, and now look where I am. So, the Seattle Counseling Services take um, Medicaid? Because if that's the case, I might just have to send Chloe down there to do it. But I had a therapist that was pretty shitty. Compass was pretty good in Linwood and Edmonds, but up here they're just full of dimwit dillholes. So, true hermaphrodite, and let me see that. Can I actually click on that link? Oh, yeah, I can. So, Jenna gave me a link. I'm just going to look it up. 11 reported cases of Chloe. You see this? Jenna was nice enough to just give the facts. Okay, now we were talking about men wanting children. Most men want children, when it's their time, and they'll pay child support. But Jenna just posted a link that says under the NIH that only 11 reported cases of pregnancy of true hermaphrodism. All known fetus has been male. True hermaphrodite delivered male neo. The mother has 46 XX karyotypes. Partial removal of testicular tissue may enhance fertility in hermaphrodites. There may be a genetic basis for progeny to be male. So, 11 cases throughout history of true hermaphrodites have had pregnancy. So, here's what I want to say about the intersex community, okay? A lot of trans people nowadays on Facebook mostly, Twitter, Instagram, that's what it was, Instagram, just wants me to post some pics on Instagram, which I have pics ready to go, basically claim that some of these trans women who have given birth, and not given birth, sorry, let me correct that so Jenna doesn't post another link. I love Jenna dearly. She's family. Let me recorrect that so I don't sound like an asshole, Dennis Leary. I'm an asshole. Basically, a lot of trannies are now basically coming on Facebook saying that they have a rare chromosome where they're XX and they look male, so they ended up with a penis and they have to have a sex change. And I've seen a few of them say, "Oh well, I'm XX," and I've seen a few of them say I'm XXY, and I'm a real woman. I'm XXY. And then there's someone who's like me, like Caroline Cozy, 3 X's and a Y. Now that's really rare. Now, there is the rare XYYY or YYYX or YYYY. There's so many different chromosome imbalances too that can make you intersex. But the intersex name is an umbrella now for, various different problems. Doesn't mean you're hermaphrodite.
Because some of these, there's one who claims they're hermaphrodite because they have an intersex condition, but they're XYYY, which is not hermaphrodite, super male.
Well, exactly. It's like Chloe just said, XYYY is super male. Now, like Jenna just said, by the way, Chloe, she's completely in agreement with you. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but she said, yes, fake intersex try to fit in. Now, I'm not a fake intersex person. I was diagnosed intersex. That's why my medical records say intersex. And by the way, the hospital here is being sued because they wanted to do more chromosome tests. Then realized the word intersex. Now, my doctor did chromosome tests before surgery. My medical records from the gender surgeon in Oregon stated intersex. Now, he said this falls under a different umbrella, but you can be with hyperplasia, dysphoria, or whatever it is, and there's, chromosome imbalances. There could be where a trans person has XX chromosomes, which is really rare, and end up having testosterone, so they look male, and so they want to have a sex change to correct it, and then they find out, well, they were supposed to be female, their chromosomes are XX, or you get the rare one that's XY that has male chromosomes, yet they look and sound all female. So it is a very rare disorder. So a lot of trans people now that Jenna and I don't do it, Chloe doesn't do it, claim that we are intersex, quote unquote, when they just want to, they claim it. Jenna doesn't, I don't, Chloe doesn't, saying that to fit in. They're just saying it honestly. So if a guy does ever ask, as Jenna knows, that they'll just say, "Oh, I'm intersex. I was born both." And then the guy says, "Oh, okay." And then he still fucks her, not realizing she's a former dude. No offense, I'm not negative towards the transgender community. There you have it. Jenna is completely right. Now let's address, why a man doesn't really want, besides not living it up with his buddies that Jenna said, is also because some men feel insecure. They don't want their masculinity or machoism when they stick their dick in an inverted penis and then they find out they feel like they're no longer male. They're a closeted homosexual, which is wrong. And so, on that aspect. So again, it's like, because this video was supposed to topic on one topic, I'm just going to throw all three in there. The other topic is transgendered females, and there's a report out there on Facebook, and it goes to an actual truth or fact site where trans women are now asking why gay men won't have sex with them. Well, a gay man wants a gay man. They want a meat pole. They want the pole. They want that Norwegian sausage. They don't want an inverted penis. It's like a lesbian. A lesbian doesn't feel dating a trans woman, a true lesbian, because the lesbian thinks it's a man-made vagina and they're truly genetically female or genetically male. So they're not female, so they can't bleed and they can't have periods. So to them, it's just a man-made artificial vagina, or as I've been saying in my videos lately, artificial females created. Now, it's like the trans men. A trans man doesn't want to date a genetic man because if they're gay, a gay cisgendered male doesn't want a man-made penis. He wants the actual thing that works. He doesn't want to see his partner pumping up the penis from the testicle implant to put it in the backside.
He wants a natural dick.
He wants a natural dick in his backside that can get naturally erected. So, now there's trans people out there that do.
Like a straight woman wants a real dick in her rather than a pump up dick.
Well, exactly. Like,
because she wants to have children and she marries a former chick and wonder why. Then she thinks there's something wrong with her ovaries and why they're not having children. And she finds out it's because he can't get her pregnant because he used to be a woman.
Well, exactly. It's like the same deceit tactics where a male to female will say, "Oh, I'm intersex. I can't have kids," or doesn't tell the guy and he wants kids.
Oh, something happened to my ovaries and uterus and all that other stuff hiding. Or trans man's like, well, honey, you may be sterile. No, I actually got in a test. I'm 100% fertile.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But to be honest, I don't know if you would accept me differently, but my testicles were damaged when I was in 7th grade when a pencil stabbed them.
Well, like Chloe just said, a trans man will do the same deceitful tactics and tell a genetic woman that, they're not fertile because of some
real dick and he had to have a baby.
Or his penis was crushed in a vice in shop class or whatever stupid story. And the girl's like, "Oh, that's why." But the girl has the test to say, "Oh, well, I'm 100% fertile." And the trans man doesn't say to a woman, but I would be very, as Jenna would say, probably be cautious of a man pumping up his dick. I'd be asking questions right then and there. Well, why are you pumping your dick up? Can't you just have it miraculously get hard like a regular man's? I'd be questioning why. Whereas, if they pass well as a man, I'd still be wondering, because it's still a deceit thing. Now, a genetic.
I'm like, why are you pumping it up and why do you have to pump it up all the time? And why can't you get me pregnant?
Well, exactly. I'd say the same thing. But at the same time, like I said, a trans man, a genetic cisgendered homosexual does not want, or a gay man does not want a trans man. And a genetic female doesn't want a trans man either. So it goes back to the dating thing where, like Jenna said, if you're truly in love with someone, like I said, and you are honest, the stealth doesn't matter as long as two people love each other dearly. Now, most of them deceit, and they're honest. Most people deceit, and they hide who they used to be and whatever, and they get hurt, or they end up single the rest of their lives, or because of it, and a lot of men nowadays are doing more and more research trying to figure out who's male and who's female. The more these transgendered women come out, the more they're doing research going, oh, well, that used to be Bruce Jenner. Now it's Caitlyn Jenner. We now don't know what to look for somewhat, so they look carefully at every little thing. They'll even look at a man-made vagina and go, that doesn't look natural.
Back in the day, it was becoming, Jazz Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, there's been certain country girls looking up to how to tell if the guy was a chick.
Well, it's like Chloe just said,
trying to see if the guy's like not Jazz Jennings. He said it was not Jazz Jennings. Shit, it was Chaz Bono.
Well, yeah.
Chaz, becoming Chaz. Remember him?
Chaz Bono. Yeah, I remember Chaz. I remember seeing in videos where it was a young girl.
Who had a baby.
Or the man that had a baby. Again, they're all
good. Then you had a lot of country girls trying to figure out ways they could tell if their man used to be a chick. Okay, I get it. Just can you please talk?
So, like Chloe said, a lot of these men nowadays are looking because of Jazz Jennings and others to see if they were, they're being deceived. Or like country girls are doing the same for Chaz Bono.
Just like redneck girls were doing it 10 years ago because of Chaz Bono.
Well, exactly. So, again, and so a lot of trans people end up being single the rest of their lives. And if they do have someone, it's considered truly a blessing that they have love. Like me, I had Aaron. Jenna had her guy. And, it's complicated, but at least we have the experience to talk about it on YouTube, whereas a lot of people don't have the experience, Haha. So, again, when it comes to men, gay, trans women saying why doesn't gay guys want to have sex with them, it's because gay guys don't want sex with a trans woman, or a lesbian doesn't want sex with a trans man. The lesbian wants a woman, and a gay man wants a man. So technically, it's, again, going down to what their preferences are. It's not about, etc., etc. Now, I've seen some gorgeous girls. They have big tits, and they're like, oh, yeah, look, man, I'm a real woman. They sound like a female, and they're like, oh, I got a guy. I'm getting married to him, blah, blah, blah. That's fine and dandy, but I will guarantee you that a lot of transgendered people, not talking about Jenna, but a lot of transgendered people like myself are going to basically probably lose our YouTube channel just because YouTube's doing a sweep thanks to the FTC, and, well, 32 million people's channels are on the block, whether it be gay, lesbian, trans, gone. They just want clean content that makes them money. So these big transgendered people, like the ones that Jenna knows, thinks that they're truly a woman, like the woman I won't give a name, cut a purse. Or another one who is worshipped because she's so gorgeous. They could lose their YouTube channel just because the FTC wants to get rid of transgender videos. They're saying that it's wrong, so they're going to just say, well, we're killing it. Or YouTube could say, well, you're not viable even if you're transgender because you're not making us income, so your channel is not commercially viable. Haha, they don't want them in the open. They want them behind closed doors. They're getting rid of trans channels. Yes, Jenna. Basically, let me talk about that for a second since you're not up to date. Have you ever heard of COPA, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act? So what happens is when I do a video, I got to check it for adult content. Now, Google's robot can make it that I'm doing children content marketed as children, and then I get fined $42,530 per video. So mine's all adult. So I go down every 2 days and check my videos to make sure that none of the bots changed it to adult content only. Now, there's channels out there that are transgender friendly, family friendly, that could be classified as adult, that they're clicking on children. They're egging children to come in. Children are coming in. They're learning about transgenderism, wants to change sex, and YouTube's making money off of it. Now, any channel that has millions and millions of subscribers, or 500,000 or whatever, you know who I'm talking about, Girl in the Cut Purses in Canada, that whore, that, we both said it, that little Asian whore. They could go in and kill all the channels now under the new terms of service by saying that we are not commercially viable for income earning. So if a transgender person has got 1,000,000 subscribers and they're not collecting any money or getting any ad revenue, that channel's axed. If they are making money, they have commercials on. Now YouTube can turn around and say that's child friendly, and they can cut out ad revenue, which means they're losing 95% of their income, saying that it's for children content. So what they're doing is killing anything that's not family orientated, swearing. You know me, I drop the F-bomb too many times just to make sure my video is adult content. Not commercially viable. So what they're doing is they're going to kill a lot of channels, transgendered, gays, lesbians, anything that might resemble not commercially sound. People that make videos like living full-time in an RV, they could lose their channels. People that do travel videos for traveling on cruises to make money, going on cruises, and they go on more cruises because they're making revenue to talk about cruises, they could lose money. Anything that's making a lot of money for YouTube, that YouTube and the FTC thinks that is viably funded, and they think it's clean for children's content. Same with cartoons, same with Family Guy, same with Simpsons, all that crap. They're going to basically lock it so no one can make money on anything on AdSense. So basically anything that's not commercially viable, that's getting a lot of views, will lose revenue. It's like the kid that does McDonald's Happy Meals and unboxing of toys all the time. He buys more toys, he unboxes toys. His channel's on the block. Transgender people that talk about breast implants and sex changes and cutting purses, and if they're not commercially viable, you get the axe. Now, if they don't market as adult content and YouTube turns around and says, oh, this is clean, you're just showing you can waste $7,000 on a purse and cut it up with scissors, this is more child orientated, 13 or under, and they find out that it is adult content only, even though it's earmarked for kids, they get fined $42,530. The content creators, thanks to YouTube trying to sell ads to children under 13, they got nailed and had to pay New York $170 million federal fine. So now the FTC saying it goes on the backs of the YouTube operators, which would be me. So unless you mark your videos adult, there's going to be a lot of problems between December 10th and January 1st, which means a lot of video channels are going to be destroyed, deleted. And once you lose your deleted YouTube account, you lose your YouTube email, which means you better be going to Patreon or some other video channel to make your vids. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. YouTube will go, or not YouTube, the FTC will go towards other channels like Facebook, MySpace. God forbid, MySpace is dead, but you get the idea. They're going to go in and do a cleaning of every website that has video content and everything else to make sure that it's clean for children. So basically, they want to make sure they're going to police the world's video channels. And right now, they're trying to kill video game channels, saying that this is earmarked for kids, and these people are making money, getting free games and free things like watch Pokemon Sword and Shield or watch these game reviews. Those channels that make their money off of video game reviews are going to lose 95% of their income, and more likely will be fined up to wazoo where they can't pay. And so they will lose their channel. They might go to jail. I mean, it's complicated. So a lot of transgender people's channels are on the block because the FTC is getting involved, and they want all content to be clean, family orientated, and they want to compete with Disney Plus. So there you have it. By the way, if you didn't notice, I got glasses recently, so I can see pie-faced hoe. Oh, princess. Yeah, exactly. And another one that I was getting kind of upset that I was just reading some reviews about that might lose to is Miss White. I'm gonna say Miss White. Um, her trans channel could be gone too. They're going to kill anyone. They also want to kill channels that have before and afters, like male pictures and female pictures and how they transition. They just want to do a full cleaning. So the FTC did a 45-minute video talking about what they're going to do. And they said the content creators, YouTube's the barrel, and the content creators is the fish in the barrel, and they're going to start shooting the fish in the barrel and making a statement that if anything is violating the COPPA law, that we're all gone. And they're going to use this as a mass genocide of YouTube videos only to control the mass market and media to make it so kids don't get showered or conditioned knowing about gay, lesbian, trans, or anything that could be related. I mean, it's not just adult content. It's also, for example, let's give you this. Kids, if you're watching my video, get the fuck off my channel. For example, I can't show a pink DS, Stinky Got Me, or a game. Talking about video games could incite kids watching my video. Putting the bunny on my channel, inciting kids. Putting Moppy on the video, inciting kids. Talking about Uno cards, again, inciting kids. The Christmas tree, inciting kids. Everything is about inciting kids. So they're basically saying we have to keep topics that doesn't incite kids. Certain words can't be used. Cool, awesome, whatever, gnarly, tubular. Those words can't be used on YouTube. It incites kids to watch. Everything that YouTube's doing is basically doing mass censorship. And they're doing it slowly by saying by December 10th, if videos are not making them money and you're taking up specific data and bandwidth to make videos live or uploading vids, and it is not commercially viable and they're losing money on anyone's channel, the axe. So it's really big. You can look up videos all over the place of people making a living off of children's content that's going to lose 95% of their revenue. Now, I don't make any money off my revenue, but they can just axe me because I'm not making money. They can axe, if you have a YouTube channel, they can axe your channel. They can axe Princess Ugly Face. They can axe Miss White's channel, which I frankly try to avoid all the trans people. They can axe Miss Sanjati's channel. I'm just giving some names out there. I'm not saying they're bad people. I just don't like them. So I try to avoid them because I don't like their politics and I don't like their personal opinions. No, I do say with all my heart, Jenna, that I love you dearly and I like your mindset and your personality. And I like how and what you offers you come to the table because you are open-minded and you understand these things like me, whereas these ones, they think that we, whether we're white crackers, chocolate mocha cute girls like you, are just complete assholes that don't know jack shit, and so they want to tear us all down and say, oh well, they're wrong, we need men, we need this, we need big dicks. And to me, sex isn't everything. Sex isn't everything. I mean, if I was going to settle down with someone else, I'd probably settle down with you or, as you know, or someone else. But my point is I'm open-minded to, love. Love comes first. Love makes the world go around. If people can love and, be honest with other people, we wouldn't be in this predicament where they want to take away trans rights. I mean, literally, the government wants to take away transgendered healthcare. California just basically brought a law that says masculinized facial surgery and facial fem's covered. Only on one program. Now everyone wants to flock to California and get it done. Now, I talked to a trans doctor that lives in California. You probably know who I'm talking about. It's a 99.7% of people are not going to get those facial surgeries. It's just on the tables as an option. Only 0.03%, plus the fact that you have to jump through a lot of loopholes to get it in California. Same with Oregon, pie face toe. Oh my, that's awful. So, I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, I try avoiding the trans community. I don't like the trans community. I don't like what they've become. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they con, they do stupid shit. And to me, it makes us all fucking look at it. You and I, we're honest people. I love you dearly, and honestly, we've been through a lot of shit together and a lot of shit separate. But we have our experiences, and our experiences trump all these motherfuckers that want to have the perfect tits and the perfect looks and the facial fem and the pass. And I mean, look at the older people. I've talked to my mentor who's like 70 years old that goes and talks to trans people to get the surgery and organ. She doesn't even fucking pass. And yet she's always talking about foreplay and how guys like to stick their dicks in her. I'm sorry, but no, that's too much information. And so, and what do you mean by when you say facts? Um, I just want clarification. But here goes with the other topic. The dating thing is most trans people will be single the rest of their life. Now, I agree that a trans person, if they truly want love, they would open up to be dating other trans people, whether it be trans men or trans women. But they are all stuck up saying that they're heterosexual or gay or lesbian, and they only want what they want. And so they end up single, and then the rest of their life they live miserable. Whereas they need to open up their heart to love everyone. Third topic is a big one. Again, it has to do with sports. Now, my family has wrote many videos time and time again and talked about it in memes about why the um, trans community is turning around and saying it's a human right that they have to be accepted as truly female or truly male. It's not a fucking human right. You're ramming down your thoughts and opinions on others, and it's making us all look fucking bad. That's why I don't go to these trans groups like I did one time in Seattle with Ingersoll Gender Center, where they're all talking about when they get their vaginas, they're going to have dicks in them and they're going to have fucking sex. I've talked to some of them 20 years later that still hasn't had dick in them, and they're fucking even tried to go to bars to get laid. They can't. Thing is, maybe it's because you're this ugly asshole. Literally. Maybe it's your personality fucking sucks. Maybe you expect too much. Think about it. I don't expect to be taken care of. I look after everyone. And if I'm a good little housewifey, I'll be the housewifey. If, whatever. I mean, my personality is mine. Some people think my personality sucks, but I don't want to be connected to the trans community. I hate those fuckers. They lie, they cheat, they deceit. They think they're more entitled to my cousin-in-law's husband, my cousin, than she is. I'm sorry, but my cousin is married and he's happy. So don't even think about how you think you're entitled to some person. A lot of trannies think they're entitled to be taken care of and taken care of by a rich man. No, you change your sex for a reason, and that reason most likely is a fucking fetish. Now, about sports, we need a third class for sports. We need the sports to basically make it so it's male to female against male to female, or male to female against female to male, and not male to female against cisgendered females. Cisgendered people shouldn't be losing their titles while these artificial women claim that they're more female than them and they're beating all the fucking sports records. You were born male, you have male strength, you're 6'10", you're a fucking brick shit house. No, you have more strength than them. You shouldn't be taking all the titles. You're a man, you always will be genetically a man. You should be in a transgendered only subgroup for sports, not claiming that you're being discriminated. And maybe it is discrimination, but it's the way I see it because the entire world is getting shit on by the trans community demanding. Let's put it to you this way for the demands. I've seen my own senators in Congress message me, friends that I know, telling me that they're trying to pass laws that make it so a trans woman can sue a man who doesn't date them because they think it's discrimination. It's bullshit. Freedom of speech, freedom of choice. If a man doesn't want to date you because you had an inverted penis, so be it. You shouldn't be fucking ramming it down saying, oh, you're discriminating. Thing is, you aren't fucking entitled. It's like my cousin's Facebook memes. Now, I don't agree with all of them, but my cousin basically states, out of love, if you want something bad enough, get off your fucking ass and work for it. If you want a man, work for it. Don't deceive. Maybe he'll accept you as a woman. If not, move on. Quit trying to ram it down everyone else's throat. Another thing, doctors have messaged me, and since Jenna's watching this, I'd like to get Jenna's opinion on this if possible. My surgeons have messaged me and asked me a question the government's been asking. Does sex change save lives? I've been transitioning for over 20 years. Still transitioning to this day, even though I'm all female, like you. Does it save lives? If we've chugged along for 20 years and we had facial surgery, breast surgery, vaginal surgery, and then maybe we get bigger tits from time to time, do you think, Jenna, it truly saves lives? Or do you think it's just a cop-out to get the taxpayers to pay for a free sex change? I mean, literally, I've talked to doctors all over the country just to see if I can get my breasts bigger. And they say, you had it done 3 years ago? No. Then I see other girls saying, oh, yeah, I just got my tits bigger 2 years later. Oh, look at me, I got a quadruple D. I mean, literally, it doesn't make sense, okay? Oh, I'm so conscious on my tits. Well, you were a nice C cup. Now you're this, now you're this, now you're this, and then now you're this. I mean, honestly, do they save lives? They say because I'm the oldest one there that spent 20 years transitioning, they want data to put to the government because they're thinking that these people won't kill themselves if they don't have a sex change. They're trying to put the data together to make it stick so transgender healthcare can continue, but they want to know truly, does it save lives? I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. I've lived 20 years. I've never thought about killing myself when it came to transitioning. Other issues, maybe, but not transgendered issues. So, maybe it's because they don't want to live as a man any longer. They want to be taken care of. But then they find out they can't be taken care of because some guy doesn't want to fucking take care of a former dude. Or maybe they rub the man the wrong way. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. So, with these topics, my opinions are my opinions only. And I think the trans community needs to wake up and smell what they're shoveling because they can't keep ramming down and demand for more rights. The more rights that they demand, the more rights they're getting taken away. For example, look at the fucking military. They complain, the military drummed them out. They now are trying to get all 50 states to accept sex changes on Medicaid, Medicare. It's getting more and more complicated. The administration doesn't want to do it for good reason. My elderly grandma can't even get surgeries that she needs at 94. They say she's too old, but they say they'll go and give a 60-year-old a sex change. If you're 60 years old and you want to commit suicide because you can't have your vaggie before you die, there's a fucking problem here because, frankly, if you live 60 years as Krusty Krabs and now you want to be Christy Krabs, there's a fucking problem. And that problem is wake up and smell what you're fucking shoveling because I'm tired of seeing the fucking people in this world take advantage of the trans community. I'm tired of the genetics being shit on and being told you're not truly a female unless you wear a fucking short skirt or a fucking dress or whatever, or you don't show your tits or you don't wear a dress or you're not wearing thigh highs. I mean, nowadays, I've talked to women in coffee shops saying that they stopped wearing pantyhose when men started wearing them, thinking that's what a woman wears. I mean, I don't know anymore. I just don't know, Jen. but it's just my opinion. The trans community is taking away from the genetic women in so many ways. We're getting more and more hated, not just by cisgendered women, but by cisgendered men as well, who don't want to stick their penis in an inverted vagina or inverted penis, man-made vagina. There you have it. So, this video, I think, I don't know if I should do the other two videos. I just don't know. This video was supposed to be just on one topic and went with three, So, I got viewers right now, but it's a hard subject, a hard pill to swallow, Maybe I'm talking through my ass, maybe not, but from my own point of view, I just see what I see, And frankly, 2 videos in one night is a long time. I should be doing other things, But if I don't, well, maybe I'll address the other video separately anyways. The gay one tomorrow and the sports one too. I don't know. Maybe I will do the other two anyways, but only because there is probably followers going to watch the other two, and one is I can take a break for a second to use the bathroom because I don't want to leave the camera running while I'm using the toilet. It's, to me, not right. So there you have it. Hopefully my next video will be addressing the other issues, like Jenna said, she completely agrees, and I believe, on this one, on the dating site, true love can conquer all. And because of it, let's just see what happens. And be honest. As Aaron would say, honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best pill. If you don't take honesty, you got nothing. With that said, the bunny is funny. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit that like, subscribe button. This is wholesome funny for the family, including your service dogs, your bunnies, and grandmas. Hit that bell notification for new content. Thanks for watching, everyone. And stay tuned for the next video. Thank you. Captain's log out. NCC 77246. USS Excelsior. This transmission ends now.